Chapter 19. Your spar mate. Before you can learn the moves in aggressive defense, you must get a spar mate. Some chap who can toss punches at you and who can be a target for your counterpunches. In connection with that activity, let me give you a bit of advice. At the beginning of this book, I pointed out that it was being written for any healthy boy or man from 12 to 40 who desired to learn to defend himself with his fists. It's natural that anyone who is neither crippled nor under a doctor's care should imagine himself to be healthy, and usually he is. However, just to make certain that you are physically okay for sparring, I suggest you have a doctor give you the once-over. The object of such an examination, of course, is to make sure that your heart will be able to stand a bit of strenuous activity. After getting the green light from a physician, go ahead and arrange for practice sessions. If you're in a locality where you can practice in a gymnasium, you'll probably be able to find someone there who'll spar with you. I use the word spar, but you'll do no actual sparring during your first 8 or 10 sessions with a spar mate. Use the early portion of each session to perfect your punching moves against a live target. Then you can devote the latter portion of each session to defense. Follow that routine at each of your first 10 sessions, at least. If you try spar too soon, before your defensive and countering movements are learned correctly, you may develop bad habits, careless moves. As you begin each defensive and countering movement with your partner, do it in slow motion a few times before speeding it up. It would be best if your spar mate were a chap of about your own weight, although that is not essential in your early practice sessions. However, when you actually spar later, be sure that your partner or partners are of approximately your weight. If you scale less than 175 pounds ripped, never spar with anyone who outweighs you more 20 pounds, even though he may be a raw beginner. If you register more than 175 pounds, try to limit your partner's advantage to 35 pounds. In practice and in sparring, make certain that both you and your mate use big training gloves, 12 or 14-ounce gloves. Until you are an experienced performer, let no one tempt you to practice or spar with the 8-ounce gloves used in amateur tournaments, or with the lighter gloves used in professional bouts, 5 or 6 ounces. You can find the big gloves at almost any gymnasium, or you can buy them at almost any sports goods store. Do not bandage your hands for early practice and sparring. Unless you know a first-class trainer who can show you exactly how to wrap up your particular hands, forget about bandages and tape. Improperly bandaged fists are more likely to be injured than bare fists. For protection against accidental low blows or knee raises, you should wear an up-to-date scrotum protector made of tough fiber, leather, and rubber. Such a protector can be obtained at a sports goods store. Don't worry about head guards and rubber mouthpieces until you're ready for amateur competition. Wear regular boxing trunks and soft leather boxing shoes if you can get them. If you can't, wear an old pair of trousers and tennis or basketball shoes. Be sure they are shoes and not slippers. The shoe comes up around the ankle and helps prevent turned ankles. In either trunks or trousers, you can strip to the waist, or you can wear a shirt if you need warmth. If necessary, however, you can practice and spar in your regular clothes, right out in the street. But make certain that you and your pal are wearing big gloves. Now that you have a spar mate and gloves, we'll begin the study of defense.